The fact that the Congress party has fought and won 3 of the heartland states which were governed by BJP, but to win Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan tells you that in a bipolar contest, the Congress party has the wherewithal and the bandwidth to defeat the BJP, where it considers itself very, very strong, this Hindi-speaking belt of North India. It's changing very fast, and UP and Bihar, as we all know, is very important and very crucial for any government formation. There, the signs that are coming out are not very positive for the BJP. Therefore, whenever the elections happen, and I suspect it will happen sooner than people expect, the entire opposition will come together. The BJP is now banking upon the leadership issue in the UPA and the opposition. It's a non-issue. Mr. Modi and his government have now realized that the politics of beef ban, cow vigilantes, mandir masjid, ghar wapsi, love jihad, all of that is not paying dividends. Therefore, this last minute jumla of reservation that they've just thrown in through the parliament, having it passed in both houses, I'm very confident that 2019 will be decisive, and the UPA, and I say UPA plus plus because our alliance strength is getting stronger and stronger, a rainbow coalition is in the making. We'll be able to surmount a formidable challenge and defeat the BJP. I was 26 years old when I got a ticket to fight a parliament election. At 31 years of age, I was a union minister in the cabinet. At 35, I was made PCC president of a very large state. Now, every time there's been a challenge, party has thought me fit enough to take on that challenge. I don't think any one person can really swing a state for any party. It has to be a collaborative effort. Where we started off from a very low number base as far as MLAs were concerned. We were 21 out of 200. That's when I was made party president. So it's, we built the party brick by brick. We won this election, and when we won, all the MLAs sat down together and we all said that who will be the parliamentary party leader, that decision we leave to the Congress president. Now, Mr. Gandhi, after that, consulted a lot of leaders, including me. The decision, when we left to the Congress president, he decided that Mr. Ashok Gehlot should become Chief Minister of Rajasthan. I was part of that decision making. So this is what the party thinks is best for now, and we have all decided to work together because we have the Lok Sabha elections within 2.5 months. We formed a government, and we have worked very quickly now. If you recall, it's been hardly 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks since we formed the government. We've taken some very important decisions, including loan waiver. And loan waiver by itself is not the solution, but it's a platform where farmers get a new, clean start.
I was going through a ratings agency's report. So Rajasthan, it shows that while around 18,000 crore worth of loan waiver, that's the amount that is there, aggregated amount. The fiscal space is not there for the state to do that. So it will have to do it over the next 3-4 years.
It's not easy to generate resources for something as big as this, but it's vital. What we are going to do the next fiscal year is to generate more resources, expand the revenue base, and we'll have to figure out ways to generate this money. But it's important that we give that semblance of support. It's not just about the money. You see, the farmer shouldn't lose hope. The fact that a farmer kills himself or herself, the fiscal situation is not healthy. We had a review meeting in the first cabinet sitting that we had. So 2014, when the new government was formed, the total debt in Rajasthan was 1,30,000 crores statewide. Today it's 3,20,000 crores. So in 5 years, it's more than doubled the burden on the state. Vasundhara ji very sadly keeps claiming that I've got Rajasthan out of the Bimaru states. But the Niti Aayog here contradicts that data. When the economy is going at 8%, Dr. Manmohan Singh and Mrs. Gandhi waived off 70,000 crores of small marginal farmers' loans. They did not see कि इस state में सरकार इस party की है, उसकी party की है. Pan India, the country could afford it at that time. But when Uttar Pradesh government does it, when Maharashtra government does it, then Mr. Modi feels it's absolutely okay. But when our governments come and do it, then he say ये जुमला है, ये धोखा दे रहे हैं किसानों के साथ. Fact is that loan waivers are not the solution for farmers' distress in totality. But coming where we are today, where thousands are killing themselves today, you have to reach out and give a sense of assurance. That is what we have done. महाराष्ट्र में अलायंस, तमिलनाडु में अलायंस, Andhra Pradesh में alliance, barring a couple of states, I think pretty much the entire country has come together to oppose the current dispensation. And it's not for Mr. Gandhi or Congress, it is for saving the institutions which are being systematically degraded every day by removing the CBI chief. It's another example of how little this government values our institutions. It's taken 70 years to develop these institutions, whether it's CVC, CBI, RBI, systematically making them hollow, and to save the country from the kind of atmosphere that we see today, the kind of acrimony, the kind of hatred, that is what we're fighting for. The alliance, obviously, look, every party has to keep its base intact, and which party doesn't want to grow, whether it's NDA or UPA. But having said that, the nation is more important than political space in each state. So every party has to come up with some sort of compromises so that the national interest is kept pivotal to our objectives. The only party that can take on the BJP politically and defeat it is the Congress party. I mean, that is very clear. So regional parties have a very important role to play in the states at a quite advanced stage of how to evolve that rainbow coalition. It will come about. When Mrs. Gandhi called a meeting, I think last year, there were 19 parties who attended that meeting. So there is now more gravitation towards forming a anti-BJP alliance, of which the Congress has to be an integral and a very pivotal part, and everybody else can come around and lead the party to victory in 2019. There are realities in UP that we understand. We have all authorized the Congress president to take a final view on pre-poll and post-poll alliances. The working committee met a few months ago, and we authorized him to take a final view. He has formed a small committee that is talking to all parties, including some of them in UP. Nationally, barring 1 or 2 states, it is now pretty much in place how we'll be able to fight the elections together. And there is now an understanding in the opposition parties. I think the amount of interaction Mr. Gandhi has had with Mr. Pawar, Mr. Naidu, every single opposition leader, it's now taking shape and taking a very solid shape.
Earlier on, they took a call, appointed a young leader as a Rajasthan PCC chief. In Madhya Pradesh, they pitchforked a young leader in contention, in posters everywhere, campaigning aggressively. So there was a very concerted attempt to just take a generation change from the word go. So last mile, थोड़ी सी हिचक है क्या कांग्रेस में?
Everything is not dependent on one position. You must understand the space that the Congress party has created for its leadership of let's say, my generation, whether it's secretaries in the AICC, general secretaries, in charges, PCC presidents, and today I am the Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan. You see, change is inevitable, and it is happening constantly. But one can't judge the party's intentions only by one decision in one position of one state. If you look at how the parties functioned in the last year and a half since Mr. Gandhi has taken over, there is a constant change. In Rajasthan, our youngest MLA is 25 and a half years old. I think there are about 37, 38 MLAs who are under 45 years of age, or under 40 even. If there are any things that have been done politically, see, the academic syllabus and curriculum is not the job of politicians to define. There are academicians, there are expert committees, and they should be doing their job diligently and transparently. But what sadly happened in the last 5 years was that removing the name of Mahatma Gandhi, or diluting the contributions that he had made for a freedom struggle, they were done deliberately, and they were done with the political agenda. So you're interfering with psyche of kids who are between 8 and 14, very impressionable, and those impressions become indelible. So हमने इतना कहा, we'll review wherever we feel that it has been done to push one ideology. So just to bring it back to balance, I don't think the Congress party in any state or center has ever tried to push its ideology through the curriculum. That is, I don't think there's any example of that. But you're right, it shouldn't look like कि हर 5 साल में सरकार आती है तो अपना बना लेती है, फिर दूसरा बना लेती है. That's not the way kids should grow up, and curriculum should really be done with a non-biased attitude from the governments. You know, this discourse that we've had in the last 4 years, I never knew what the word mob lynching meant 4 years ago. But जब मनमोहन सिंह प्रधानमंत्री थे, did you ever know the word mob lynching or cow vigilantism? So today, Mr. Gandhi is not a Hindu today, he's been Hindu since he was born. But the fact that the discussions about which church, which temple, which gurdwara, how many temples, गोत्र क्या है, जनेऊ कौन पहन रहा है, you know, the discussions on TV channels, the press conferences of the BJP leaders are now focused upon gotra, jati, dharma and all that. That's the new narrative BJP wants to build. I don't think the Congress party has changed its stand at all. We stand by what our constitution says, and we are a secular republic and we shall remain so. There's no need for anyone to prove how religious he or she is. There's a freedom of religion in our country. They are being planted very, very systematically into our media and our news reports, so that you don't ask कितने फार्मर सुसाइड किया है, मूंग की दाल 120 रुपये किलो क्यों बिक रही है, पेट्रोल 80 रुपये लीटर क्यों बिक रहा है, वेयर आर द जॉब्स, demonetization, black money, fake currency, Naxalism, border security, China, Pakistan, all those issues they want to deviate. That's why this talk of Mandir, Masjid, Bajrang Bali. In Rajasthan, there was a new debate. Bajrang Bali ki caste kya thi? I am saying that it's become a discussion point only in this regime. If Mr. Gandhi does go or does not go to seek blessing, spiritual guide ke saath ya mandir mein ya gurdwara mein, why does it really, pain the BJP? And I think he's free to go. Why shouldn't he go? If there's something on the way. Rajasthan में हमने बहुत कैंपेन किया, रास्ते में कोई गुरुद्वारा आ गया, मंदिर आ गया, सब यहाँ आशीर्वाद दे दो, हमने आशीर्वाद ले लिया. Election campaign में wherever I don't know about other states, राजस्थान में it wasn't a deliberate attempt, but wherever people, workers said कि भाई यहाँ पे जाना जरूरी है, चले हम गए थे वहाँ, हर जगह गए, मस्जिद में भी गए, दरगाह में भी गए, गुरुद्वारा में भी गए, मंदिर में भी गए, and there's no harm in seeking blessings.
One thing, the post election results in Rajasthan, there is also some kind of chatter about Sachin Pilot asserting himself, and there was talk about you positioning yourself as the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. To what extent youngsters in the Congress party feel motivated or otherwise when a young leader is not, who has spearheaded elections, is not given the mantle to take on after a change happens?
I've still got a leadership position. I have never positioned myself as anybody. I'm still party president, by the way. And my job today is to make sure we win Lok Sabha seats. But I know that how it came out in the media was, he's asserting, she's asserting, ye khinch raha hai, wo. There was nothing like that. And within 2 days, the party made a decision about young people. If you look at our cabinet, there are 23 ministers. 18 of them are first-time ministers. 18 of them. Now that shows the Congress party is willing to take the risk of giving new people, younger people, a chance to govern. And that's true also in Madhya Pradesh. अशोक गहलोत जी is 28 years older than I am. वो जो भी कहते हैं मैं बहुत विनम्रता से उसको स्वीकार करता हूँ. Whatever he has said, उनको पूरा फ्रीडम है बोलने का. He is 28 years older than I am. Look, winning and losing is one part. And the EC's reply was very interesting. They said only 0.5% में गड़बड़ी हुआ है. That's not an answer to give. Even if one vote, franchise is so important. Election Commission is duty bound constitutionally to make sure that no party, no voter feels that his or her vote can be misused, aborted or duplicated. I don't think EC has done enough really. VVPAT is a good solution, but it's not implementable across board.
Second question on the 10% reservation. Is that the Congress party is okay with the fact that reservation, which is constitutionally for social backwardness, not economic backwardness?
Congress Party's manifesto in 2009, 2014, all says that. 1998, the Congress Party government in Rajasthan advocated a 14% reservation for the economically backward, for forward communities. So if you had to do this, 2014 June was the most appropriate time. And today suddenly, after losing these 3 states, this has come about. Article 343 says that socially and educationally backward classes of people qualify for reservation. Reservation is not a poverty alleviation program. We believe that anybody who is not well off, but because he belongs to a forward community, should not be deprived of benefits. There's been no census debate, there's no data, there's no commission, there's no analysis. Ad hoc say इन्होंने 10% कर दिया. Why not 9? Why not 11? Why 10? I mean, the question is, it's done non-scientifically, it's done with elections in mind, but because in principle they've said what we had said in our manifesto, we supported that move. But I think jobs are hard to come by. किसका आरक्षण करेंगे? बैकलॉग इतना है, लाखों नौकरी अभी तक भर नहीं पाए हैं, चुनाव आ जाएंगे 1.5-2 महीने के बाद. So it's a jumla, nothing else. We have to find new jobs. We really underestimate the potentiality of the anger people have because losing jobs. Abhi Rajasthan में 3 months ago 4 young boys committed suicide in Alwar because they couldn't find jobs. So if young people are going to lose hope in the future, what are we fighting elections for and running governments? It's not about arakshan, government jobs. It's about creating an economy that can sustain a huge population of young people getting absorbed and getting representation. So it has to be a co-opted thing. Government क्या है? The policy framework, the regulation, the ecosystem has to be there where investments happen. अब mob lynching हो रहा है, काव विजिलेंटे हो रहे हैं, atrocities हो रहे हैं. Who will come and invest? BJP has a good cop, bad cop. Right? So there are few leaders who will keep making statements, and they are not fringe or outliers. They are MPs, MLAs, ministers who make that statement to somehow keep the polarization pot needs to keep on simmer. Low burning में चलता रहता है वो. But I think it's too late for them now. Now, no matter what they do, people are going to ask questions about all. With social media में क्या है? People are repeating speeches. So I went to one place. So they played a speech of the Prime Minister in 2013 December where he had made long speech. Everything under the sun was promised in that speech. 20 मिनट की speech थी वो. This is पहले उनको सुन लेते हैं एक बार. Then you speak. So people are now, it's very live. 5 years ago जो भाषण दिया था आपने, they showed you कि आपने बोला था. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi is making the government accountable, right? So today the tone and the tenor and the narrative for our discourse is being set by the leadership in the Congress कि आपने ये क्यों नहीं किया है? What is your answer to this? So they are on a back foot today, defending and answering questions which they thought will never be asked inside Parliament and outside of Parliament. But it tells you where the Congress party has traveled the distance from 2014 to today. So there is a huge sea change also in the way that aggressively Rahulji is asking questions inside Parliament, making a lot of people uncomfortable. And I can tell you, not just the Congress workers, but even our allies and their workers feel a lot of energy when he makes the government of the day, which is so powerful, as they say, making them uncomfortable, making them answer those questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.